Get him now before the police come.
T-minus 5, 4,
Hey, come here.
3, 2, 1. Ignition. Liftoff.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527.
Hey there, people. It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sally on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're going to keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie. Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag, it gets through Buckner, here comes Knight, and the Mets win it!
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing?
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, that Knockem Day Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
3-2 to Mookie Wilson.
You wanna listen in as the show begins. You're telling all your friends the party never ends. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show. You wanna listen in as the show begins. You're telling all your friends the party never ends. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show. It's me.
Don't mind us. We're just talking. Hi, everybody. It's Friday.
We never left.
That's right.
We were here
never
last
left.
night.
We slept on the couch together, cuddling and spooning.
He's such a good little spoon.
And he has a cute little snore. It's not invasive. It's just cute. So hi, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show. It's Friday. And not only is it Friday, but it's our last show for a week.
How do I say goodbye to what we had? I love that song.
What was the Cal Burnett one? I'm so glad we had this time
Yeah, that's too
together.
long ago.
All right, how about Sha-na-na? Do 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 do.
Good night, sweetheart.
Well, it's time to go. Do 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 do.
Nice.
Okay, but it's not goodbye. It's just for a week.
Wow, we went down to one viewer.
I got.
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Just-
you totally got me. Which I wouldn't be surprised.
oh no, there's 7 people watching.
Now Mickey Mouse.
Hi, I'm Tony Walker. I only have one leg.
I thought it was just Yogi Bear. Yeah, so we're taking off for a week. So it's our last show for a week. I'll be here Monday night for Steve Squared and Flip Tracks if Flip Tracks does a show. But yeah, we're gonna have a week off.
Nice.
I'm going down to, which I thought was great last night. You guys were calling it Kentucky. I'm going down to Kentucky for a few days. Hoping to catch some comedy shows while I'm down there.
Well, mine was that you're like, KY, I'm in.
That's right. I forgot about that. All right, so let's get right into it. If you watched this last night, we
left you with a bit of a cliffhanger.
We did. We were here for the Long Island Laugh-Off finals. It was a fun night. Lots of
amazing comedy.
Lots of amazing comedy from newcomers, and some seasoned veterans were here hanging around.
Absolutely.
Tim Gage was here. Ziegler.
Tom McGuire was hosting. And
Super
what
job.
a fucking sweetheart. I mean, he really
good
is.
guy.
He's such a good guy. I mean, he's very funny.
Yeah.
But he is also that unicorn of also being a really good dude.
Yep, agreed. Now, did he... I don't know if you noticed, because, I was in here. Now, he hosted, but did he also... Because usually...
Yeah, he did I think he might have had 10 up front.
So then he did the 10, and then they went right into the finalists?
Yes.
Oh, okay, because
Yeah,
I've seen it other ways where sometimes they'll throw in one or two.
Yeah, I think
seasoned.
they had 15, which is a lot to get to. 15 times 7 is whatever, 5, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 105 minutes. So you're already over an hour and a half.
And then Gage came on at the end too.
Right. Well, you have to have that because that's the tallying and whatnot. And
Right.
So normally he would do 20, but I think he might have only done 10 or 15.
Yeah. Right.
Because
Yes.
I we had stopped the show. We were outside, conversating
Conversing
with weed, and the Perillo came out, was like, Nick's up there and Gage is on after. We're like, okay, cool. So we were like, oh, we have however much time.
Right.
Right at the moment we started leaving the car we were hanging out of, we all got up and started walking, and Perillo goes, well, they announced he came out, was like, they announced the winners.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're like, fuck. But yes, the winners. I feel bad because the third place, she's a newcomer. I didn't catch like Rob White told me her name, but we were in a loud situation. So I feel bad, and we'll definitely find out what her fucking name is. But coming in second.
Well, let's see if we can find her name.
Oh, okay, before we a little bit more
before
of
we go further,
we're gonna
let's
tease
see
you
if we
guys
can-
along.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's let's see. So who would what do you think? Long Island comedy scene?
I don't know. I didn't see anything.
Let's see what's there.
There's other social media we could be checking. Though for some reason I doubt that it's actually. Isn't this interesting watching people fucking search for things on the internet? And on a side note, every time I go to search for something in Instagram,
Yeah.
I hit the little magnifying glass, and then there's just there's just a ton of hot chicks.
Oh,
Like
hey.
I don't follow anybody like this. I don't like anything that they do, but for some reason everything.
And what is that's Facebook?
No, this is Instagram.
Oh.
I never even click on any of them because whatever. I have my wife.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't see.
Let me see.
I don't see anything with the list of winners here.
There we go.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, and it does not say it on their social media.
Because I didn't get that woman's name either.
I
So
feel really
what was
bad.
that? Instagram?
I just went on to the Long Island Laugh Off 2023.
Yeah. See, look at this. Mine too.
Yeah. Well, you have some dudes in there too.
Yeah, Brian Dennehy. There's all these
There's
women.
another guy over
Oh,
there.
there's Tom Hanks, and then there's
Tom
there's James Gandolfini, and that's it. The rest of them are all
That's so
hot
weird.
women. What is that? And who's this one? Who is that?
I know, but her hair's in her face.
Yeah. Wow.
Like something else to be in her face.
Georgia says it's her name. All right. Whoever Georgia is.
All right, so we're gonna give up on her name.
Yes.
Because this is
So,
not.
well, congratulations to whoever that woman
Yes,
is.
and I'm sure
Our
we're
apologies.
gonna hear more about her, and we'll definitely we'll
Yes.
talk about when she's performing and whatnot.
And try to get her in here.
for sure. But coming in second, ladies and gentlemen, Rob White, Suffolk County represent. Town of Brookhaven specifically. We got a lot of Town of Brookhaven going on.
Brookhaven. You don't say Brookhaven. You say Brookhaven?
Brookhaven.
Brookhaven.
I get Brookhaven.
Brookhaven.
It's funny because Comsawag, there's some people who say Comsawag, which it was spelled with a U at some point.
Yes.
So anyway, so Rob White, congratulations, second place, which is great because again, I talk about him all the time. He is part of our Billy's Monday Mike, our crew out at Billy's Monday Mike, and he's just a great dude. He he went to school with my cousin. I've known Rob did this for me for my memorial tattoo for my best friend when he passed away. So I've known Rob for a good long time. So that was fantastic. And coming in first, the winner. Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Bradley.
Well done, Alex Bradley.
Absolutely. Alex is another member of our crew. But he's coming all the way from Mattituck. So he just got accepted to graduate school and literally just moved into a basement 1-room apartment in Queens.
Oh, no kidding.
Because he's going to Stony Brook, but the Manhattan campus.
I didn't know they had a Manhattan
for
campus.
quite.
Fuck me. Carol Miner's watching, which totally reminds me of two things that I forgot to do. And we'll get back to Alex Bradley.
Take the pill.
I wanted to do more research on Buc-ee's because Carol gave us the scoop yesterday that Buc-ee's has discontinued the chocolate and peanut butter thing.
Well, they found out about you.
So they should make more.
No, we want to make that guy suffer.
And also with Carol, I received a package in the mail.
Ooh.
And I wanted to bring it in here to fight with you about.
Oh, there's something to fight about?
Oh, I thought you figured it out.
Oh, I probably have, but I also like the slow play thing.
Yeah, I want to have a tug of war over who's going to keep that shirt. It's got both of our names on it.
I just need it for like 15 minutes.
But then you can keep it if that's the case.
Just it wasn't washed, was it?
I hope not, because I want to smell Carol.
Turns into the hey.
I haven't even opened the package because I wanted to do it on the show with you today.
We can't even do it next week.
Right. I mean, I
hope you're happy.
It came in the mail.
Is Zach home?
Tuesday. Actually, he is.
No, I'm just kidding. Don't fucking do that.
Like Tuesday or Wednesday it came in the mail, and I have it in a certain spot where I thought I wouldn't forget it,
right.
Every time I'm walking and I see it, I'm like, all right, Friday. That's the day.
But it became part of the fucking scenery.
Yeah.
That happens to me with everything.
Sorry, Carol. Oh, son of a bitch. All right, so he's
thumb war over it.
Well, then there you go. So everything's just pointing to you taking this shirt. I wonder if should we, which I don't want to do, but should we cut it?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Well, maybe. Because I'm gonna put it on in a shadow box anyway.
Or do we hang it?
Oh yeah, no,
somewhere we can see both.
And then
sides.
well, no, you can. What we could do is like switch it every now and then.
Right. Yeah. Although the other shows would hate that. You know, I have this silly thing sitting here, and it says Knockem.
It's not always on camera though. Like I know.
True.
Hirschman and Keegan want you to laugh.
Yes.
For them.
There's been
you monkey laugh monkey.
Yeah. There's been discussions when Hershey, actually when all the other shows are on and I'm in here, I keep my mic off. I have to keep these on so I can hear the levels, but I turn my mic off and I leave it up there so it doesn't get in my way and I just do my thing. And yeah, Hirschman has actually contacted me. We've had conversations. Mm-hmm. You have a great laugh. I want you to keep that mic down and keep your microphone on. I said, but I'm not talking. You're going to hear me.
Right.
Like, what? He said, no, keep it on. We want to hear you laugh. All right. Okay. All right. And actually, Rodea used to do the same thing. People, and they would actually comment, "Who's the guy laughing in the background?" And Rodea used to tell me, the laughing in the background's great.
But I'm saying is like normally the camera isn't even set up
right
to show that.
Yeah, right. So it's funny because then sometimes when other shows are in here, I'll come in the morning and and it's it's gone somewhere. I'm like, oh, okay. Saliani was good for that. Like everything would be moved around.
No other branding but mine.
Right. Carol says cut it in half. Wow. I don't know if I want to manipulate Carol's artwork. But all right, well, I'm still not going to open it So 2 weeks from today, I'm assuming, that'll pretty much when I see you next.
Right on.
And
That we
I'll
know
try to
of.
remember it. Yeah, true. Yeah, we might.
Don't know where the days will take us.
Don't know if you might end up in Kentucky next week. You know.
Yep.
Or
Fuckity fuck. Well, it was the Kentucky chicken. That's what ended up is because my cousin Chris, who we were actually talking about before we went on, when he didn't have his teeth, he was a little kid, and my grandmother would actually be like, "Hey, Christopher, where are you going for dinner?" And he would go, "Fuckity fuck chicken." And she would ask him, and she just that was her favorite thing.
That is pretty funny.
And so she would always and my Aunt Kathleen would just be like, "Mom, Mom,
Fuckity fuck chicken.
fuckity fuck chicken. What's your favorite thing to have for dinner?" "Fuckity fuck chicken."
Well, it's mine
Yeah,
too.
yeah, it's everybody's.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tastes like chicken.
So, all right. So, yeah, congrats. So, Alex Bradley won. So, does that mean so he's going off to school? So that means he's going to be
But he's going to be in Queens. Like
so
that.
he'll still be making his
I
way out
actually
here
think
from time to time.
he's going to be. He's better set up than when he was in Mattituck.
Yeah, true.
Like that was a haul to get here.
Yeah.
Queens, at least, he's going to have access to here in Belmore. That's 2/3. McGuire's, he may end up having to tough it out.
Yeah,
A couple of times.
There's going to be more traffic though coming this way.
It's a reverse commute usually.
Yeah. Who's Matt Aravallo? I always think about him because he won the laugh off a few years ago, and everybody was like, "This kid's going to blow up. He's the next big thing." And he went off to school, and he
was young, and he was going off to his undergrad. Like, Alex has been doing comedy for quite a while.
Well, true,
and
right.
he started when he was an undergrad.
Mhm.
I think he went to Tufts. He's a very, very smart dude.
Yeah, sure.
That's one of my favorite. I didn't ask him if he did it. He does this thing where, he shows up at college, and is like, "Abolish Greek life." There was this big sign, and he's like, "And that's a disturbing sign if you are like me, a Greek."
Yeah, what does that mean? Abolish?
He's
Greek
like, "Who runs this college? The Ottoman Empire?" Which is such a great nerd joke, and anybody who's into history that and it would be funny if you told it at the mic, I'd be the only other person laughing, but mainly about the Greek thing.
Right.
That's
so cute. A package between the two of you. That's right. Yep.
Why don't you come here and get my package? Try to get my package, Fremder.
Well, that's what I thought he was talking about himself.
Yeah, probably.
Because he usually is the package between us.
There's a guy, Donnie Roy, that I know that he's a comedian, very, very funny. He's been doing a lot, and he's progressing very fast. He is a really good comedian. But he was telling us how in basic training, he was in the Army, that there were two dudes in his platoon that were that had 3 testicles.
Really?
Yeah.
2
dudes had 3 testicles. And the fact that you know that.
Yeah.
Because we know, I don't know, in the Air Force we didn't really dwell on each other's private parts, but
Yeah.
it is the Army.
when I was a little kid, me and the guys that I ran around with, we all had nicknames for. That was the most
For what?
our penises.
Oh, see, that I never did. I jokingly would call it killer. And stuff like that, like when it would come up, and my friends and I, we all just jokingly, but nobody ever had. I think I told you the story about the girl that I knew. She and her brother, they weren't twins, they weren't even Irish twins, but they were both in my class in high school.
So one of them got left back a couple of times.
Yeah.
And
I'm not going to tell you which one.
Okay.
It was the chick, and she. Years later, though, on Facebook, I would see these posts where she'd be like, "Martha's coming to visit," all this other stuff. Well, through reading the thing and reading the comments, the responses of all these other girls I went to school with, turns out Martha is what she called her period.
Oh.
and it added this weird dimension in my head of the girls we went to school with know this because they're responding.
Right.
That means in high school,
Martha was popular.
She was talking about Martha, and these girls all like, and I'm like, was I ever part of one of those conversations? And I just didn't because I'm gonna let you guys in on a secret. I usually don't care what other people say, so I don't pay attention. But like, you know what I'm saying? When she would have been like, "Oh, Martha's coming to visit. Oh, good luck with that." I would have been like, "I don't fucking care who is Martha hot. Martha's not a hot girl's name, so I'm not going to press any further." But.
Right. Wow. Well, I was a Three Stooges fan as a kid. Actually, as an adult, not so much. But as a kid, I was
that never become that. No matter how many times you say it, it doesn't become cool. Like
what, being a Three Stooges fan? Yeah, you're right. But but because of the Three Stooges, they had Mo, Larry, Curly.
Right.
Then Curly left. They brought in Shemp. Shemp was gone. They brought in Joe. Joe was gone. Then they brought in Curly Joe. So that was Joe. Joseph is my middle name, and with me and my buddies. Now again, we didn't look at each other, but we would talk about our stuff. So, out of my group of friends, I was the first one to get pubes. So curly hair, middle name, Three Stooges fan. So my penis was called Curly Joe.
You named it Curly Joe.
I don't think I did, but I'm not positive.
Oh.
But everybody had names,
right?
Yeah. Well, and we used to call each other by the penis name, not by our real names. Yeah.
Classic.
Well, we were 10 years old.
I don't think it was way after that. It was like in high school where we were, and it was always like, I call it Killer. Like it would be delivered in that way, like not in any kind of serious fashion whatsoever. Right. No, we had names like they called me Plagina.
Right. Yeah.
For the most part. My best friend was Rob Bowen, and we called him Blowin.
I went to school with a Gwen Bowen.
Yeah, there's a lot of Bowens.
Is there?
I found, through the years of like,
I've never. Oh.
It's like an Irish and Scottish because it's a job. I think it was a job at some like the root word of it is like an occupation kind of thing.
Oh,
so
wow.
much like Smith.
Right.
Like very rare is a Smith going to be related to another Smith because there are just that many Smiths or Millers.
But I've never heard like Bowen is not a common name to me.
Oh, it's not super common, but it's
Right.
it's common enough. It's on the underground there, but he was Blowing. We called my friend Joe Herrera because do you remember what was that? Scott Bakula was in that football movie. North Texas. Hector Alonso was the head coach.
No.
I can't. Unnecessary Roughness. It was a great movie. It was fun. But like the lineman was from Hawaii and they called him Manu Mitsupa. And so we called him Manu, even though he was half Puerto Rican, half Italian. But he looked Hawaiian. So, and then my friend Eric Stradowski. Now his last name is Joyner now. There's like a whole lot with this. We called him Prostate because it had nothing to do with his name. Because he had a cool nickname, and you're gonna totally get this. We called him Stroh's, like the beer.
Okay.
Do you remember there was a Stroh's?
I do remember the beer.
Yes. So that's a cool name to have like as a nickname is a beer. And when he went to college, this is my pretty friend, by the way. He went to college on a pitching scholarship at Elon, and he was part of a frat, and they called him Turbo, which we just fucked with him incessantly about. Like, hey, good job, Turbo, anytime he fucked anything up. But it was supposed to be like, Turbo, hey, Turbs, let's go. Hey, Stroh's. Like, he had all these. So we were just like, hey, Prostate, get over here.
Stroh's is always a weird name to me because backwards it's short.
True.
So congratulations, Alex Bradley. It was a fun night. A lot of cool people hanging around. A lot of good comedy
it's
there.
up on the YouTube channel, right? We did a show in here.
We did.
So if you want to like really see a bunch of stoned guys and Tony,
right, and Tom Egan.
Oh, and Tom Egan.
Was
he was just sitting here. Yeah.
Yeah. let's just say he's stoned, because then that would justify him just sitting there. And yeah, some of the contestants came in. Some people just hung out. You know what? It's funny. I don't know if you caught this. We finished the show, and we were walking out of here. Ziegler. Oh, first Rob White, actually. We stopped the show right after Rob White, or right at the same time Rob finished his set. He came out. He comes walking through, and he's about to walk in here. And somebody said, "Where are you going?" He goes, "The podcast." And I go, "Rob, we just finished." He goes, "You just finished?" He goes, "I've been nervous all night about doing my set. I couldn't come in here before. I finished my set," and he's sweating. He said, "I just finished. I was going to come hang out." I'm like, "Sorry, dude." So I felt bad. But then Ziegler, too. He comes strolling, and he goes, "Oh, you guys are finished?" I go, "Yeah." I said, "We did almost 2 hours."
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh, yeah, 2 hours is a long time." I said, "Yeah, no shit. That's why we stopped." But he wanted to come in, too. But I was like, "All right, sorry."
And the big men needed to get into some
Yeah,
blood.
Billy was ready to get back outside.
He was, all right, well, let's just leave then. You didn't even. Fucking Jay's like, all right, now we can stay here for a minute.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good fun.
It was fun. And Joe Corella ended up hanging out. And Bosey. Jay and Perillo, of course. So it was fun. We got to meet some of the other contestants. That kid in the pink shirt, right? We didn't know him, right?
Oh, yeah, no. I didn't see his set, but I had seen him at one of the what do you call it, rounds that I went to at McGuire's. I think he's a Smithtown guy, because we were telling him, like, dude, come to the mic.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're just down the road. Like, it's only like about 10 minutes away.
And we met Natalie.
Yes, Natalie. Very good. You were the one who remembered her name.
Right.
She was funny.
Yeah, she was funny. And she seemed
young.
even fun in here. Very, very young, but will soon forget us. I mean, that
was a very funny part of the.
Yeah, she seems to be rising through the ranks very quickly. So the rest of us are ready to kill ourselves.
When she said that she did 5 minutes in at the brokerage, Billy turned to me and said, "Hey, Andy, do you have that gun in your car?" To kill ourselves? I'm like, no, I left it at home, but I am looking forward to ending it all when I get home. Pour myself a nice drink, sit down, and just.
So let me ask you, in regards to the laugh off, like, Rob White. We were even joking. He looked like he was, a comedy club bouncer, not a nightclub bouncer, but he looked like he could be a bouncer. And
you got to hear Billy's joke, which has been a great one that gets used every now and then, which is when he's dressed like that. Is Rob White looks like he sells his jokes door to door.
That's fantastic. Do you? I mean, Alex Bradley won, but I mean, he was just dressed almost like we are now.
Yes.
But do you think that plays into any of this?
So
or something like
this? In terms of winning explicitly, no. But much like we talked with Natalie, we'll loop some other people into this, is that a lot of the times when you have a background in theater, and this is not going to apply necessarily to Rob and Alex, but to a greater point.
Well, then Natalie and Joe Winchell, they have theater backgrounds.
And I have a theater background. Right. You have a theater background.
Yeah.
And there's a certain amount of you just, because it's beaten into you, especially during the costuming process, that what you're presenting, part of what you're presenting is visual. So it's important that, like, who you are up there or the character you're playing up there, that you're able to express a certain amount of that so that you don't have to do any talking to establish that. You can get right to the jokes because you're like, oh, this guy is Billy. Billy, when he's up there, especially in the winter when he has the hat on and everything,
right, yeah.
It just gives you this idea of like, oh, this is different. Mm-hmm. Like, this is going to be something that is going to be funny. Which that's why when somebody is just straightforward, dressed in a very straightforward, much like how Alex is dressed, there's so much more stress on what he's saying. But the way he dresses, because he gives this like, what's his joke? He goes, I look like, some people tell me I look like Jesus, but that's just because I have a beard and I'm, they think he's a stoner. That's it. Some people think I'm a stoner, but it's just because I have long hair and I'm stupid. You can say things like a little thing like that could kind of starts pushing people's expectations and whatnot into a certain direction. And I think if you have a theater background, it's something that's like right up front. It's one of the first things. And I think a lot of people, it takes them time to get there if they don't have the theater background. So neither of them have a theater background, but Rob, who's the one who's dressed differently, he's always kind of done it. He did a character for a while called Beef Wellington because
that's funny.
He ran for fire commissioner in the Selden district, and so as a politician he couldn't really be out there doing comedy, especially not that I didn't see him back then, but apparently he had some offensive stuff that he just didn't want to have to deal with that. So he had this character Beef Wellington, and he actually shaved being bald and having the horseshoe of hair into his head. And he would just wear a hat during the day regularly, but when he performed, he was Beef Wellington. He had the sunglasses and a polyester suit.
And he grew a beard, too, during that time, didn't he?
No, this is before the beard. The beard ends up being when he comes back, and he was, he would wear this sea captain hat and, this button-down shirt that had, the epaulets that, gave it the feel that he was...
The Gorton's fisherman.
Some kind of, salty sea captain kind of thing. And it was so great. But then he started, he shaved the beard, started wearing suits, and actually the suits have gotten nicer.
Yeah.
Because they were a lot cheaper looking until fairly recently. And I think it works for him because the style that he is doing, it matches up really well. So does it factor? Is your original? Yes, but it doesn't factor in the way of I think somebody just sitting there and going, that guy's dressed like that. That guy's dressed like that. It's they've dressed or presenting themselves in a way that matches up very well with their persona and their performance.
Well, and that's why I asked, because I don't know this for fact, and I haven't talked to anybody about it, but I get that impression here at Governor's, that they seem to favor those who are dressed accordingly.
Well, and you should there's so this is art, however you want to feel about that, but it is art. It's performance art, and a lot of tradition. You have to respect what you're doing to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
There's anti-comedy and alt-comedy and whatnot that, maybe take shots at, but you have to respect who came before you. You really do. And especially an established club like this, a very important club like this, and it's run by, if you haven't met James, if you haven't seen James, he is a very put together, and his wife, they are, I always wish that I could pull that off, looking that together all the time.
Yeah,
it's impressive to me, and maybe it's just the way that I was brought up.
No, I'm with you.
That it doesn't even command respect. It just, I don't know,
doesn't command it, but.
You just forced it,
you just brought it on yourself.
Because I always think of it, and this is partially from the military. When somebody dresses really well, and in the military, taking care of your uniform and whatnot, it shows that they have a respect for themselves and a respect for what they're doing.
Right.
And I think that's that. It makes sense that this, you said, your impression that. Maybe they shade towards that because that's who they are, it feels like it gives the place, when James is here, when I see James here, it gives the place even more of like that oomph, that gravitas kind of
Yes.
thing where you're like it makes the place even more special feeling.
He's such a presence, and he's just nothing but class.
Right.
And it just kind of just affects the whole atmosphere of the place.
And him being like the frontward face, like that's big. And so you work hard to create this. Of course you're going to kind of shade towards, I mean, they don't 100%. There's all sorts of people that perform here. Like we should say that, but I think you're right. Is that like if somebody else is coming in and showing respect, it's appreciated. Mm-hmm. Like I would say I would say it like that.
Because I did think about. I mean, Rob White killed. The place was roaring during his set.
He had
but
like
still,
4 applause breaks, which
yes,
is amazing.
But I still
in 7 minutes.
But I still think his. I just think his appearance helped.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So so congratulations everybody in the laugh off, especially to our 3 winners,
especially to my 2 friends,
especially to his 2 friends, and one of them, Rob White, is my friend. It was nice to meet Alex Bradley last night. I've heard so much about him, but never met him before, so that was it was cool to meet him.
He really left it out there.
He did leave it out there. He also looks like Ringo. That was part of his jokes.
Well, yeah, what did he say? He looked like half Beatle, half something else.
Yeah, half Jesus, half Beatle, and that Beatle is Ringo. I think that was a joke or something.
No,
like
because
that.
there's something else. It's whatever the other one is. It's undefined as well. But when he says it,
yeah.
yeah.
But
But
you gotta
Ringo,
say him.
yeah.
So congratulations to everybody, and congratulations even to anybody that was in it going back to the first round.
And a lot gets said about like who makes it and why they make it through, and at the end of the day, that actually doesn't really matter.
Right.
Like it really doesn't. There are jealousies. Those are real. There are people who are butthurt. That is real. But at the end of the day, you showed up, you performed, you made it. Whatever those reasons are that you made it on, it doesn't actually matter.
Right.
Like because the people who are, because Alex is somebody who doesn't end up really being able to bring too many people.
Right. Sure.
And so to have somebody, I think he had 6 or something, 6 or 8 last night. So you're not talking about like, that's not what it was about. It was about him being funny.
Right.
So,
all right. So again, congratulations, and we're gonna move on. I don't know what Frem is talking about. If you put the 2 guys with the 3 balls together and lift up to the left, then let it go. With the one on the right, move like that thing people have on their desks.
yeah, the I forget what it's called.
Oh, the thing with
it's
the
an
ball?
inertia thing. Yeah. It transfers all of the force.
Fremder, Fremder got he was commenting towards the end of the show, and he said something very racist.
Yeah.
To the point where I didn't finish reading it, and Brandon really it hit a nerve. It really hit a nerve with Brandon, and he started talking about it on the air, but then even after we got off yesterday, he was.
Wasn't he supposed to be here last night?
He did contact me just minutes before we went on, saying
Thank God he
was gonna
didn't,
make it.
otherwise there wouldn't have been any room in here.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they're right. There was a little sense of relief.
Jeez.
Princeton, Minnesota is calling me. I didn't know there was a Princeton, Minnesota.
Yeah, we're the Ivy League, you know.
Hello. Hello. Oh, no.
Yeah, they did.
Yep. So, yeah. So he took offense. So, one thing I wanted to bring up today. Have you guys seen this star? Actually, stars in the sky. Scientists say the punctuation-shaped object appears to be 2 or more galaxies merging. The intense process through which galaxies collide. The Milky Way itself is the byproduct of one such
Definitely,
merger.
there's a YouTube documentary that kind of goes through, or not YouTube, it is a real documentary, but it's also posted to YouTube, about how galaxies, because our galaxy is actually on a course to, but it's billions of years away, to slam into another galaxy and create like a new galaxy.
Yes. So, so like we said, punctuation shape appears to be two or more galaxies merging. So, there you go. So that is, this picture was just released yesterday. But, of course, people are freaking out because, oh, no, it's a question mark. And, something's out there to make that question mark.
I wish I was stupid. Life would be so much simpler.
Yes.
And just
Fat,
believe
dumb, and
in
happy.
stupid things. Yeah.
The aliens. So somebody posted on Reddit. The aliens know we found them, and now they're just messing with us. Yeah. Well, guess what, Mr. Reddit poster? I hope you're watching this right now, because we're going to take this a step further, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. Andy Plagainos has that very same object.
I did it. I put the question mark in the sky.
Andy's an
I'm
alien.
the alien.
Alien Andy. We've been calling him that for many years now.
It's a cookbook.
This is it. He's an alien. If you've noticed, he hasn't changed in the years that he's been in here. He looks exactly the same. Well, the rest of us age. My beard was almost black when I started in here. Now it's white. Andy looks exactly the same. The only thing he's done was add this down here.
Yeah.
But
this is.
If I told you the real reason why he grew that, I'd spark a world
the
riot.
Intense blister, the anal blister that I somehow got on my face, scarring. Oh, I guess I said it. I thought we weren't going to say. Yeah, that's right. You said that.
That's why he always wins at thumb. I mean, have you seen? I mean, this is not human. Look at the size. That is not human.
Way to go, Chuck. Did you ever see that old Saturday Night Live sketch?
Yeah.
With Bill Hader was this sports.
Right. Yes.
Way to go, Chuck. And every time he got wet, he started smoking.
Oh, that I don't remember. So yeah. So we just gave you an exclusive right here. Andy is in touch with the aliens.
You're welcome.
That's right. He's our go-to. He will be the man that protects us and saves us all.
Oh.
We have no updates on Christopher Titus. He has not gotten back to me.
No, it's this way.
I think.
Doesn't it look like my face would only almost go through it? Wrong way. Let me see. He'd be about here, right? Oh, wait.
Yeah, we'll put him yeah. Christopher Titus does not deserve such pleasurable actions from Andy Plagainos, the alien.
Did you send him a cease and desist yet?
No, but it's
my lawyer's working on it.
Right. No, I've had a few people said, no, just leave it because people find your show by accident when they're looking for his.
That's true too.
So I might just leave it for now, but I'm open to.
And if he wants to get froggy,
that's right.
Yeah.
Let him buy me out. That's
Leap.
right.
I suggest you stay on the pad.
I got no problem calling this, your your daily governor's show, or I don't care.
Well, maybe rebranding might end up. I mean, it's good marketing for your murder mystery.
True. Murder and comedy. Because that's a double meaning. Because I what I said just now was murder and comedy, but it sounds like murder and comedy.
Which is what you do.
Exactly.
It's like Scarecrow. It says what it does.
Right. So screw you, Chris Titus. I don't know. I was thinking, there's got to be more I can do with this.
It says Titus.
Yeah, that's all it says. I don't know what to, do we start, showing his podcast on here and making fun of it or something? I feel like there's more I can do with this. I just don't know what.
I think legit promoting it.
Promoting it?
Hey, our sister. Just
our satellite.
Because that would I think if anybody ever were to hey Chris, I'm a huge fan. I used to watch your show on Fox. Did you know that there's a podcast and they promote the hell out of your show, but they're also called Knockem Dead. And like them be like, what? Why would they do that? And it would start the whole process of getting to meet Christopher Titus.
All right, so let's see.
You actually play the thing? Nice.
Hey! Oh, I caught it.
Hey,
How do
you
you like
like
that?
Fucking Tony the Cat Walker.
Guys, one more thing. Hey, we have a new podcast called Knockem Dead. Ray and I have been through some stuff, losing some people close to us, and we know we all go through it. So we wanted to do a podcast that basically explores every aspect of death. And we do it in a funny way, and we have some really killer experts on. Our first episode is up right now on all the streaming platforms and YouTube. Go watch them. Knockem Dead with the amazing Rachel Bradley and Christopher Titus. Yeah. We're going to survive death together. Does that work? Maybe.
No. Do.
Guys, one more thing. Hey, we have a new...
Okay.
We're to like, yay. So there you go. Check that out. And if you can't go to see him, come see a... when is your... it's... I know you said that there's one in October at McGuire's, right?
September 17th at the Brokerage, October 14th at McGuire's, and then we're back at both of those venues in December to do a holiday version of our mob murder mystery.
Very cool.
So we're excited. So there's 2 episodes so far: near-death experiences and double duelists.
I feel like this is they've really limited themselves in terms of like a premise for.
It's a weird topic.
Well, like it's an interesting topic, and it'd be something that like could be an occasional.
Right. Yeah. That's what I mean by weird topic. It's a weird thing to put out.
That's what I'm saying.
On a regular basis.
As the premise of the entire podcast.
Right.
It feels like they're gonna start struggling after a short period of time, and if they're doing one a week, holy shit.
They're not. I think they'll
burn through that so quick.
Right. I think they're doing it every other week. I'm not positive, but I think so.
So half as quick.
Right. So should we do that then? Should we? Well, first off, I don't know what double duelist means.
You know what? We could also, and it doesn't have to even be on Fridays, but you could print out like a short script of like just like a piece of what they do
and then do it
and reenact it.
That's a great idea.
I think that would be fucking hilarious.
Letterman used to do that.
Oh, I don't know. Like it just, yeah. I think that would be like today's dramatic reenactment of the other Knockem Dead podcast.
That's a great idea.
Starring Christopher Titus and whatever the chick name is.
Rachel something.
And you have whoever your guest is, whether it's be on like a Monday or Tuesday or whatever, or Friday. It could be Friday, but I think I'm probably more valuable than this. No, but or Friday or with Brandon, whatever. And you could even like rotate it through. Like even have a whole week of them. Like wait until they have 4, and then take a little bit from each one of them.
Right.
This is a lot of work you have to do.
Story of my life here with this studio.
Is and then just like it only has to be like 2 or 3 lines, and then okay, that was today's dramatic reenactment of the other Knockem Dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start watching them and see what they do. Yeah. From there, being racist is when you hate a race, religion, or minority for a reason or no reason at all, different than making fun of a stereotype. I didn't mean to offend the joke police. All right. Well,
not really police. It's more of like a group of independent contractors. It's much like the bail bond industry.
Yeah.
A lot closer to that. But you offended Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Well, you have to remember, too, Brandon is 13 years old. And he's all right,
29,
no, seriously, he's
right?
29, yeah. He's of a different time.
Dude, he is, 19 years, 18 or 19? He's almost 20 years younger than me. So he's way more than 20 years older. You are way more than 20 years older than him.
Because you're old. I think I was already married for the first time when he was born. So he's 20. He's 29. So that's what 1994 he was born. Yeah. In
Oh,
1990.
geez, I'd already graduated high school.
Yeah. In 1994, I bought my first house.
December of 94
Yeah.
is when I joined the Air Force.
Right.
So
All right, and now his birthday is the day before me, so I didn't buy my house yet.
what month is that again?
His birthday is April 27th, 1994.
So April of 94. I was still living at Hope House. I was going to Suffolk. I was dating this chick that was like DTF, like all the time.
Wow.
Like we would park. I can't tell you how many parking lots.
Nice.
All along northern Brookhaven. That we.
How are the roads?
I don't know. Oh, they're great. The roads are fantastic. They should just keep doing whatever they're doing.
Tonight on Donversations, you can see Michael Kaplan, who's a candidate for the superintendent of highways in the town of Brookhaven.
And incumbency, the benefit of incumbency is that everywhere around my town, the roads are being improved.
Oh, are they?
Now because it's an election year.
Right.
And that's what you do. That's the benefit of incumbency.
That's right.
Because people are just going to go, by the time it comes to actually voting, nobody pays attention to this shit.
That's right.
They're going to go, oh, well, things have been all right.
Right.
And this guy's a Republican. The guy who's a Democrat, I'm not voting for him. That's how it goes in Brookhaven. I'm not saying.
No, I got you.
Not me specifically.
Right.
Not anything.
I hope he wins. He's my buddy, but and I know he'll do the best he can, and I think he would do a good job. And that's not a reflection of the incumbent.
Probably, but it's like there is idealism and there is pragmatism and reality, and the pragmatic, realistic approach is that he is running under the Democrat ticket.
Right.
I mean, there's no way there's no way for him to get on the Republican ticket.
Right.
Because of like your old boy bullshit and Crookhaven represent.
Right.
All that.
So so I think I am going to do that. I'm going to check out the Knockem Dead the Knockem Dead podcast.
It's the other Knockem Dead podcast.
Yeah, the other one, the unoriginal. But also on the I got to put this thing back in.
Dude, you should. I know you said it the other day, but I agree that you should reach out to him to see if you can't interview him about his podcast.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I did. I reached out to him 2 different ways just to get his thoughts on us having the same title, and like I said, he has not gotten back to me.
Right.
So, all right. So I want to play this.
Is Dolly Parton doing?
Dolly Parton doing it. Ugh.
What are you looking?
You like it so far?
I don't hate it, but it's not my preferred. I'm a huge Beatles fan.
I don't. To me, it's just hokey. It's not heartfelt. It's.
Oh, I disagree. I disagree with that because I love Dolly Parton.
Really?
Yeah, I think she's like one of the most important, even like her whole career, just to see where she's gone, like the different changes she's made through the years. And I don't mean just cosmetic surgery.
No,
and I mean her literacy program in Tennessee. I have cousins who live in Tennessee. My mother is a massive Dolly Parton fan, so we kind of grew up with her.
And I'm with you. She was definitely she's done some amazing work. But
see, this is like, have you heard the fucking modern remake of The Sounds of Silence?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
That is horrible.
Yeah.
And if you like it, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like all the people who have made that like popular and whatnot, like it all it is this one tone of emotion, and it's way higher than the original.
Right.
See, like this is an artist's take on something, and whether you like it or you don't, that's a personal taste thing. That whole Aaron Lewis, isn't it, or Stained, whoever the hell
I
it
don't
is,
even know.
Sounds of Silence. It's horrible, and people have to stop fucking reposting it and saying this is so great.
I don't get it.
It is not better than the original. It is one tone.
Right.
Like and that, like when we talk about comedy and like alt comedy and anti comedy, if somebody only plays that tone, unless they are amazing like Andy Kaufman, it ends up being like falling really flat and terrible, and that's exactly what that's like.
But this, I don't know. This to me, I don't know. It, and I'm with you with Dolly Parton, and but this just didn't do it for me.
No, and it doesn't have to. Like it's cool.
And she hasn't like she just. Well, first off, this does also make me mad. Mick Fleetwood is on this. Peter Frampton plays lead guitar. Ringo is drumming, and McCartney is on this.
So what's Mick Fleetwood doing? If
maybe,
Ringo's drumming,
maybe he's got a tambourine. I don't know, or he's just doing coke in the background. I don't know, but I don't know. So then I look.
When did they do this?
This just came out today.
Oh, okay.
But she has an album coming out called Rockstar, where she's doing all these rock songs. And if you look, just a few weeks ago, she put out a video. She does "We Will Rock You." Come on.
Yeah, that's not one to remake.
Exactly. So
I mean, that's something for like a band to cover in an arena that they're playing.
And it just doesn't work. Dolly Parton, "We Will Rock You." I mean, it just sounds silly. So then I looked for this album that's coming out. This song came out today, but the album hasn't come out yet. But I looked at the track listing. She does "Freebird."
That's all right. I don't care about shit like that. The
certain songs you just
play some Skinner. You've never
"Freebird."
I know that ends up being a kind of a cliche, but
you know what? Let me see if I can
I think
even find
there is something, and I want to say it's like Howard Stern. I've heard on Howard Stern where like he'll say like these like uber masculine kind of songs sometimes sound really good sung by a woman, or not uber masculine, like a dude, a ballad that a woman could do a ballad that the man wrote from the point of a dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're going before the modern kind of like acceptance of genders and whatnot.
Right.
But it can kill. Great examples. Wild Horses.
The Rolling Stones?
The Sundays version of the Rolling Stones song is like that's what it should be.
I've never heard that. All right, I'll look for that.
The Sunday. Are you familiar with the Sundays?
Yes, but I couldn't tell you anything about it.
Oh my God, it is amazing. And we've already talked about Heart doing Battle of Evermore.
Yeah, and Stairway.
Stairway, yes, but Battle of Evermore is...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It is transformational. It's almost a different song. You'd almost... I don't want to hear the Led Zeppelin version. Much like Wild Horses. Wild Horses, I want to hear the Sundays version of that. The Lemonheads version of Mrs. Robinson. Fucking amazing.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
What's this one?
This is Dolly Parton's "We Will Rock You."
Okay, so far it sounds like "We Will Rock You." Yeah, no, that sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, you take big swings, you get big misses, right? Like the.
So let's see. And this album is full of guests too.
I'm sure.
All right, let's see. Let me see the track listing here. Track listing. Rockstar with Richie Sambora. Every Breath You Take with Sting. What are you doing, Sting? Open Arms with Steve Perry. Magic Man with Ann Wilson from Heart. Long As I Can See the Light, a great Creedence tune.
With John Fogerty?
With John Fogerty.
Cool.
A song called Either Or with Chris Rock. I Want You Back featuring Steven Tyler. I Want You Back, is that the Jackson 5 song? I don't know.
Maybe.
What Has Rock and Roll Ever Done For You featuring Stevie Nicks. She does Purple Rain.
Does she do Purple Rain with anybody?
Prince is dead.
But I mean,
it doesn't say.
Like Morris Day or something like that?
No. Baby, I Love Your Way with Peter Frampton. I Hate Myself for Loving You with Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
Nice.
Night Moves, the Bob Seger tune with Chris Stapleton. She does Wrecking Ball with Miley Cyrus.
Well, that's her goddaughter, yeah.
I Can't Get No Satisfaction featuring Pink and Brandy Carlisle. Keep On Loving You featuring Kevin Cronin, the guy from REO Speedwagon.
I love how you had to fucking say that.
Well, nobody knows.
No,
Kevin
I know.
Cronin.
That's why
they
I
know
love
REO. But Heart of Glass featuring Debbie Harry.
Of course. Yeah.
Don't Let Your Sun Go Down on Me featuring Elton John.
Nice. That's you gave the correct hanging title of that.
Tried to Rock and Roll Me featuring Melissa Etheridge. Stairway to Heaven featuring Lizzo.
That sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
See, you're just fucking judging off of this nostalgia thing. That's an interesting. That might be a very interesting take.
I don't know if I'm going with nostalgia. I'm just going with what works. You just don't think Dolly Parton and Stairway.
Because
and
of
Stairway
nostalgia.
is just one of those songs that really shouldn't be touched. Nobody. I can't. Other than
think the
Heart, I
second.
can't think of anybody that's really done a great version.
Well,
of Stairway.
but we won't know until people
Well,
try.
you're absolutely right.
That's I am all about the taking chances part of all of this.
A song called "Bygones" featuring Rob Halford, Nikki Sixx, and John Five. John Five is an amazing guitarist. If you don't know who that is, he is fantastic.
Nikki Sixx died in a bathtub once and was brought
That's
back to
right.
life.
Well, John Five is currently on tour with Motley Crue as their guitar player.
Right.
My Blue Tears featuring Simon Le Bon.
Oh,
She redoes the song "What's Up" with Linda Perry, the Four Non-Blondes. Hey, yeah. That's the song "What's Up," and Linda Perry's the one who sings it. Oh, the song "You're No Good," great tune featuring Emmylou Harris and Sheryl Crow.
that's probably going to kick ass. Emmylou Harris is a vampire because that woman has been gorgeous forever.
Ever. It still is.
Right.
Sheryl Crow, too. Sheryl Crow, I've actually seen her sing that song live.
Well, yeah.
Heartbreaker with Pat Benatar and Pat Benatar's husband. Neil Giraldo.
No, I know. I just loved it.
Yeah. A song called Bittersweet with Michael McDonald.
You don't love me anymore.
And then Let It Be with McCartney, Ringo Starr, Peter Frampton, Mick Fleetwood. And then Freebird with Leonard Skinner.
Or what exists. That's
Well,
left over.
that's true. There's no
original member.
There's no original members in that band anymore. And there's only, I was going to say there's only one original member living, but no, that's not true anymore. He's dead too. Yeah, I don't think there's any original members living anymore.
I mean, if ever God was like, shut the fuck up, it's with Leonard Skinner.
It's true. It is true.
He's like, knock that plane out of the fucking sky. Yeah. Yes. A Southern man may not need Neil Young around, but God doesn't need Leonard Skinner around either.
Take that, Leonard Skinner. Okay, so what's Mick Fleetwood doing? Probably Stevie Nicks is from the.
Yeah, in front of Lindsey Buckingham.
That's right. Lindsey Buckingham, I'm predicting, is coming back to Fleetwood Mac, and they're going to do a farewell tour.
I'm sure. Yeah,
there's a lot of money there, especially now. Mick Fleetwood needs the money. Did you see that in Hawaii? In Maui. First of all, have you seen the footage? I mean, Maui's just been wiped out, man.
Yeah.
But Mick Fleetwood owns a restaurant in Maui that's been wiped out. So yeah, I guarantee they're doing a reunion tour because I'm sure Mick needs the money now.
For the restaurants of Maui. For a restaurant.
Yeah, exactly.
To benefit a restaurant.
So I came across a story. I came across Andy.
Did you wipe it off?
This weird story, which I found very interesting. A brother and sister who were adopted into the same family.
Hot.
When they were babies.
Hotter. Go on. You have my attention.
They have recently discovered that they are actually biological siblings.
Oh, and they were taken in from different angles, kind of thing?
Yeah, they were adopted by the same family, but at different times. They're
maybe just so much of his DNA is in her now.
They were so Frank and Victoria were adopted separately by parents Angela and Dennis in the early 2000s. The siblings recently decided to learn more about their family history through DNA testing, only to make the shocking discovery. We were both found a year and a half apart and wound up in the same family. Angela and Dennis, who also have a biological son, adopted Frank in 2002 after he was found on the steps of a Staten Island daycare. In 2004, a cardiology technician found Victoria, who goes by Vicky, in a bathroom stall at Richmond University Medical Center. I opened the stall she was in between the toilet tank and underneath.
We have like serial flat levers is what's happening.
Yes, exactly. After both siblings... Oh, so recently the siblings had a special reunion at the hospital with the people who found them. After both siblings recently learned the full stories about how they were found, Angela purchased them DNA tests which is when they made this heartwarming discovery.
I want there to be like some sort of ulterior motivation of getting the DNA test done, of being like they've fallen in love and they want to get married, and this actually
would
is
be
like
unadopted.
Like if Shakespeare was around, this would be the bones of a story.
Right. That would be like, we were talking about General Hospital last week with Felix. Like that would be a soap opera story. Like these two people are adopted brother and sister, but they fall in love, so they want to get unadopted so they can get married.
But then they find out that they're actually related to each other.
Right.
And they have to kill themselves.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was kind of a weird story. I never heard anything like that before.
No, that's crazy. And also the biological parent, or I hate to do this just on the mother, but you just never know. But I'll say all of them, both parents or 3 parents in this case, possibly.
Yeah, true.
They're scumbags.
Yes.
Because they're just like leaving kids' places.
And who knows, they might be the Rex Heuermann of babies. Maybe they've left tons of babies
all
around.
the babies that have been left. They should start doing DNA tests on all abandoned
all
babies.
the babies. All adopted babies.
So
to find out
they're all related. How fucked up would that be?
To all the babies I've dumped before.
Who traveled in and out my vagina.
You're all related because your mother's a whore.
What would be even worse is it's like the same dude too.
Yeah.
It's
Why
like,
would that be worse?
Because he pull out, asshole.
Well,
buy a fucking condom.
Pull out, asshole. If he stayed in there, asshole, none
Yeah.
of this would have happened.
I thought it was like it's like actually the reverse. He fucks it up. Because have you ever heard that? Like I guess we've been having sex wrong. There's some urban legend about that. Like we've been trying to have a kid, but then it turns out they've just been having anal the entire time.
Right.
Yeah, it's that version only in reverse. I thought I was fucking her in the ass. Whoops. It's no wonder there's only 4 people watching right now. 2 of them are us.
Our numbers have been rising lately. I'll have you know, for all the shows.
Good.
Yes,
that is really good to hear.
The shows, the numbers have been rising. We have some good shows. We had some new shows that have been doing things.
It's funny because when I saw when you had posted, because I was out and high, and you'd posted the Christopher Titus thing, I was like, hey guys, I think Christopher Titus might be getting a fucking podcast on.
Right, Chris Titus is going to be a guest.
No, Govs. This is going to be great.
I wonder if I got to look. Let me look at his website again. I wonder if there's a phone number.
I doubt it.
There's
There's
not,
there's never a phone number.
Yeah, there
anymore.
would be a phone number.
Nobody wants to fucking talk to anybody anymore.
Because I'm gonna, because now you got me now I really want to get him as a guest. Now I really want to do that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a famous dude.
Yeah.
He's a rip-off artist, apparently. No.
You're right.
No, parallel thought and everything. But, dude, even when Billy and I started a few years ago talking about doing a podcast, I started, we brainstormed a shit ton of names. And then what I started doing was going around and looking those names up.
That's exactly what we've been saying all week.
I don't understand how you get that far.
How does a guy of his stature either not look himself or have people look?
Especially, and I'm not saying that there should be any butthurt or anything, but that it's governors. This is it would come up.
Well, right, and that's the thing too. I'm not trying to boost myself and say that I should be known.
No.
But this show, you Google Knockem Dead comedy, and you will see either the murder mystery comedy troupe or you'll see this.
Right.
I've done it, and I did it since this has come out, and sure enough, and he is because of who he is. He's listed first, but then it's me. And then it's me, then it's me, then it's him, then it's me, and then it's him.
Right,
and him.
They only have the 2 episodes, so
Right.
you have literally an uncountable amount of episodes at this point.
Yeah,
that's
the truth.
I bet you a good way to do it would be to use the 4 over 5 years. Use that model of times 4 for each week. So 5 times 5 is 25. So it's 250 times 4. You're talking 1,000 episodes. There's very likely somewhere near 1,000 episodes.
I have never thought about it like that.
Well, that's why they pay me the bucks to be the smart fucking guy.
You are the smart comedian, as pointed out in Donversations.
I really don't like that because it's not particularly true. But
I totally agree with that.
yeah, I expected a little bit more of a fucking pushback on that.
Hey, I'm the one who.
While I agree with you,
Hey, man, I'm the one that coined it, man. I've been saying it from day one. And then I still said, I don't know if you saw it because you weren't on Tuesday. You weren't around.
Oh, yeah, my work was nuts.
But we did trivia, and we went through the whole thing. And then when it was done, I said, and Andy Plagainos is still the winner. So it something that caught my eye the other day. There's a beach in California.
This beach is such a cunt.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought it was the name of the beach, but it's not. It's the name of a person.
Oh.
Segimon, Segimon.
Segimon, yeah.
Segimon. Rovira, Rovira. He's very upset, this man. He's 56 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'd be upset at 56, too.
Yeah, true.
I'm upset at 47.
He's upset about people on this beach in their swimsuits.
They should be naked.
That's exactly what this is. This is a nude beach, and he feels it's being overtaken by people in their bathing suits.
Fucking clothists.
Before, people would arrive at a nude beach and either leave or strip down, he said. Now they stay and keep their swimsuit on. But what they don't realize is that if there are a lot of them, they end up making us uncomfortable. It's a lack of respect. I thought for sure this was a joke, but it's not.
That's so great.
Now,
I hope he's considering taking legal action.
Now Rivera and other naturists, naturists.
You any which way is?
They're from Catalonia. So this is in Catalona, California.
Oh God, the Catalona Wine Festival.
Yep,
well known.
They're fighting back
Good.
With a campaign aimed at protecting the decades-long tradition associated with 50 or so of the region's beaches.
So technically,
yeah,
they are a layer of protection for the nude.
much like
a bathing suit at a beach. The irony is just impeccable.
Recently, the association. So they have an association.
Oh my God! Isn't that the NBA? Isn't that what everybody calls the NBA these days? The association.
Well, I think it's great though, association, because it starts with ass. So.
Yeah.
They sent a letter to the Catalan government
to all of the. Wait, this is in Spain? This isn't in California.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know why
I know, because it's Catalina, and once you said Catalan government, that means you're
right. So it's Spain. It's not California. All right, sorry. Still, it doesn't matter where it is.
Can we just stop for a second and realize how fucking brilliant that was of me to diagnose that midstream? But anyway,
Yes, you are. The smart comedian. So they're asking for a meeting to address what is described as the discrimination that nudists face on the beaches of Catalona. The collective has already started mulling potential requests from beefed up signage for nude beaches to a public awareness campaign that could help foster respect for naturism. They have yet to receive a response from their government. I thought that was fantastic.
In España, where they speak Castilian Espanol.
If you Google Knockem Dead, this show comes up. Not a show about a podcast that should have never been.
Well, that would be awesome if that made sense, I guess.
Well, Fremder keeps insisting that show shouldn't have happened. So that's because they're stealing my name. So that's what he's saying.
Well, it's kind of hard because what is your registered name?
I have Knockem Dead Comedy. That name is trademarked.
Just Knockem Dead Comedy.
Just not the Knockem Dead Comedy podcast, but Knockem Dead Comedy. I own the trademark.
Well, the thing is you have a podcast, so I think it could be argued and probably would at least be to a certain extent damages, if it were to actually go full bore, that you're established, you have the
Right.
base.
Right.
You're just adding one word, but you already have a podcast.
Right.
So it would be confusing because you hate when you hear about a lawsuit and somebody's like, well, people might be confused, like the WWE.
Right.
When it was WWF, people might not donate.
Yep.
Like, shut the fuck up. Everybody knows what the World Wildlife Federation is. Everybody knew what the World Wrestling Federation was. And never the twain shall meet, even if they were referred to as WWF.
What I think, because I wouldn't be surprised because he's a successful comedian, he's famous, that this would almost be like Ice Ice Baby being sued by Queen and him winning the lawsuit, Vanilla Ice winning the lawsuit because, he explained that the baseline was...
But he didn't win.
He did win.
I thought that he didn't. Well, I'll have to go back and...
yeah, I can look that up, but
I always thought that it was because...
So
also,
Queen got a chunk of money out of that?
I believe they did. Sam Smith...
He lost.
When he ripped off, directly ripped off. And I'm sorry, that's another one of those, like, there are record executives that are involved. There are agents. There are managers. Right. All of those people heard it. You cannot tell me that it was brought to market without somebody going, this is a Tom Petty song that you've changed the lyrics of.
But you know what? Tom Petty and Jeff Lynne made a ton of money off Sam Smith. Dude. Holy crap. They got millions.
And I'm super... and because I have a friend of mine who flipped out on me. Was like, hey, he's an artist. Sam Smith's an artist. And like, there's, only 3 chords. Like the whole Ed Sheeran thing. Like, Ed Sheeran sounds nothing like the Marvin Gaye. I want to say it was Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. Like there's something there.
Oh no, it was Robin Thicke with Marvin Gaye.
Robin Thicke with Marvin Gaye, but most recently Ed Sheeran just had a big lawsuit.
Okay.
And it really doesn't sound anything like that. Robin Thicke, that was a direct ripoff. Sam Smith, direct ripoff. Yep. And there's no way that somebody made it, that it could have made it that far without somebody who... Right. These are music professionals who are music lovers.
And I don't think Sam Smith consciously said, I'm going to rip this song off.
I don't think so
I think he just wrote it, and it was just one of those things. But
it was
to
somebody
your point,
else.
Somebody had to have
Somebody had to, at some point, go, Sam, this is a lovely song, but let me play this for you.
Right.
You are going to get sued, and you are going to lose because it's the exact same song.
But that's what I'm wondering with this. Will Chris Titus get away with it because it's called Knockem Dead, a comedy podcast?
That's what I'm saying. It's too close. It's like you have.
I wouldn't be surprised if I lost.
Well, see, the only thing that you would lose is running out of money because the thing that you have to say is a reasonable person. Could a reasonable person confuse Knockem Dead comedy with Knockem Dead, a comedy podcast? Absolutely.
That's our Italian.
Especially since you already have
Knockem Dead, the comedy podcast.
Oh God.
From the show that never would have happened because of all their encounters with death.
Yeah, he's not on your side.
I thought he was. What maybe would be cool then, we should compromise and let Chris Titus just do his show here as a part of this show.
Well, that I was going to say is that like getting an interview. I mean, there's a bunch of things that you'd be like, hey, let me get an interview with you, and I'm not interested in litigating it. Like if things get bad, like I would like to do it. Like I am absolutely blackmailing you.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I didn't do?
Wipe.
I should. Oh, how cool would it be if we look on his website, like check out his tour dates, and it turns out he's going to be here soon?
Dude, that I was thinking something along those lines.
That would be fantastic. Tour.
Yeah, and I want to say since I started doing comedy, I think he has done a date, at least one date here.
Yeah,
I mean, it would have been a couple of years ago.
I was trying to think about that myself. Like when, like
I remember because I was like, like he's a funny dude. I just like he's. Oh
damn it!
There's very few.
He's coming to Kentucky, but it's not when I'm going to be All right. Carol, he's coming to Texas at the end of September. Dallas, September 29th. Houston, September 30th.
We're the only ones watching right now.
Oh, are we?
It looks like it.
That's all right. Oh, he's playing in Raleigh in October.
Is it October 6th?
Fuck, it's a week later. Damn it.
Was it October 6th or was it?
Yeah, it's October 6th.
Oh, wow.
Comic Sans made it into the Raleigh Film Festival, which is October 6th, and I won't be able to go. I'm very upset about that because I'll be working at White Post. All right, so now I am in November. Oh, we're getting close. Oh, I was going to say we're getting closer because we're in Philly, but now but then he goes the other way. Minnesota, Oklahoma. Oh,
yeah,
Boston.
He goes the other way.
How does he go from? Oh,
plane.
Boston.
I'm guessing.
What's that?
By plane, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, no New York dates.
Kevin Bowman just said he's retiring his wife material. Like he literally just said that. I hope it's not because
of last night.
Yeah, we had
Who was the other guy? Who was that tall, thin, bald guy? You don't recall?
I was pretty high.
Yeah. Really tall, shaved.
Oh yeah, I saw him walk by a couple of times. I had no clue who he was. I meant to take a picture of the set list, because that's what I tried to do anytime I go to these things.
Whoever that guy was, after the show, I mean, this guy, like, he was a rock star. This guy, the show's over. He didn't seem to care that he wasn't in the winner's circle. He goes out to the club, comes back here with these two smoking hot women, and they're just kind of hanging around for a while. I don't know what they were doing. They were just kind of looking around. And then all of a sudden, they're both hugging him. And they're like hanging all over him, like they're so proud of him, like, I don't know, that he got up on stage, I guess. But then then arm in arm with both of them, and he walked right back out. They're only back here for maybe 2 minutes.
Good for him.
Yeah, that guy was my hero. All right, so it's just about time for us to go. So what you got anything coming?
Not until September, actually. Comedy in the summer is so, and here we are getting to the end of the summer where I think a lot of people kind of losing steam.
Yes, and
whatnot. I'm sure that I'll end up showing up at I'll get a guest spot at somebody's.
You actually sat here. What was that at the beginning of the summer?
Yes. Still greasy.
Yeah. Look, my hand just slips right off. Do you now that one time, like if you had to do this again, could you?
I might be able to. There's some specific things to click on that are not intuitive.
Because do you want to do next Friday?
Oh, if you could leave me a list of instructions, I think then maybe I'll try to bring a ragtag group of mercenaries who have and if you can find them, the A-Team. Yeah, I've been doing that impression since I was 7.
That was pretty good, but just even going there, I thought was pretty funny. All right. So we'll
we'll tentatively maybe.
All right,
because I'll have to play it up. Maybe I'll try to get the entire royal crew in here, which would
the
be
royal family,
20 people.
All right. So where did I put it? So all right. So yeah. So I'm out of here. I'm out of here for a week. I will be here Monday night with Steve Squared. I'm actually going to be here Monday night to record some Riccadonna and Burn.
Nice.
Those pain in my. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, no.
The thing for last night.
Yeah.
Who did Billy? We were driving here, and Billy's like, I said, "Oh, Brandon's supposed to be there tonight," and he goes, "Yeah, I saw the promo, the thing you threw up yesterday." To be like, hey, we're having a green room thing or whatever, and even I just kind of.
Oh, you thought Riccadonna was Brandon?
I don't know if it was. Riccadonna or Sill or
Yeah, it was
it
me.
might have been Riccadonna that like very quickly being like, oh, that's Brandon.
Oh, that's funny.
But then I'm like, am I even on this? Because I zoomed in and I'm like, that's
Yeah.
Riccadonna. And I go, am I even on? I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I'm wearing my red jacket.
Right, you're on the couch.
But everybody's been making fun of me for that because it looks like I'm Curtis Sliwa, the
Guardian
the fucking
Angel.
Guardian Angels. They're like, oh, Andy, with your Guardian Angel fucking jacket.
I was, jeez, this has got to be like 25 years ago. I was walking down. It was me and another guy. Verizon was on strike, and we were trying to. That's right. And we're trying to find our way to a rally, and we got lost. And we're walking down. I mean, it was classic. You know what you see in the movie, like sleazy, dark, dank alley in New York City.
Yeah.
We're walking, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, here comes Curtis Sliwa, walking right towards us. We're like, so we actually stopped, because again, I'm like, it was so surreal.
Are we fighting the Guardian Angel?
I go, is that Curtis Sliwa? He goes, yeah. I go, is he going to kick our ass? He goes, probably. So we're walking, and as we get closer, we're like, hey, Curtis, how you doing? And now he actually went.
Yeah, I mean,
So
think about it from the other aspect. Yes.
So when we got right up, I put my hand out, shook hands. He just kind of did one of these. Like, he didn't say a word. He just shook the other guy's hand. Like, Curtis, you're doing a great job. Hey, good to see you. Whatever we said.
Right.
Kept on walking. He never said a word. So we were wondering later, like, he probably thought.
Maybe that wasn't even Curtis Lee.
No, it definitely was. But yeah, we were wondering later on, like, did he think, we were like mobster patsies sent to kick his ass?
I don't know if I have ever told you this story, and I don't know why it came up in my head, but in the late 80s, early 90s, there was a strike.
Yeah.
Okay.
89.
My parents, my mother and my stepfather just moved to where the house they're in now. Same town or whatever. We just moved across 347. And I remember, though, because my dad didn't have, like, when he would come and pick us up every other weekend, like, he'd only done it, like, for, I don't know, like, not even 10 times at this point in time. But it was definitely, like, in the spring. And we were driving down the road that brings you to my parents' road. And there was a big junction box. And there was a fucking truck there working on it. And my dad, who at the time chewed tobacco for many years, stopped his car, got out, and remember the telephone company they used to have? They were the gray in the bottom, and they had the blue and the yellow line, and then the top was white, the vans.
Yeah.
And then there was always like
those were the AT&T trucks.
An advertisement on it, like whatever. And my dad went up and just... he just like this big tobacco spit on the poster. Nice. And it definitely stained it, whatever. We're just like, we drove away. I remember being like that guy's like not gonna, he's gonna be like, where the fuck did that come from?
Right.
Like, because he was working. And I think even I think my dad honked in horn, you fucking scab!
Oh, sure.
I
do that all the time. And I got a story when we get off the air. I got a story because it actually involves a comedian. So yes.
I get to hear good stuff. You go to jerk off by yourself now.
Well, I'll tell you one good story. Oh. There was a junction box right by where I lived in Wantor, where I raised my kids. It was actually walking distance, but I didn't live there at the time. But it was that same strike. A man got arrested. He actually poured gasoline on one of those boxes and tried to set it on fire during the strike. Got arrested. He actually beat it because he was drunk at the time and agreed to go get help for his alcohol issues.
Oh, well, that's good.
That man, and I wasn't in the phone company yet. I was not living there yet, but that man who did it was my childhood best friend's father.
Oh, wow.
But we didn't know it because he was
right.
He was a what do you call it? I'm having a brain fart. The fathers that don't get involved.
Deadbeat dads.
Thank you. He was a deadbeat dad to my buddy.
I'm intimately familiar with that term.
Well, I'm a victim of that myself.
I cannot believe that. Yeah.
My father was a deadbeat dad too.
It's that pervasive.
Speaking of which, deadbeat dad. Yesterday, I got a Facebook. Now I know we got to go, but a few years ago, I was on this show when Eric was still here, and we had this big conversation about how it was possible that my father may have faked his death. And I'll get into that another time. But we did talk about it at length here one day on the show years ago, and I do. There is a part of me that believes he actually may have faked his death.
Wow.
But I mean, of course, anything's possible. You never know, right?
Hey, I would do anything to get away from you too.
Exactly.
But not Frank. I don't get it.
Oh no, definitely more Frank. But so I've always gone back and forth with it. I honestly don't put a lot of effort in. I don't put anything with that man much effort in my head. But just yesterday, I get a Facebook friendship request from Thomas Walker, and that was my father's name. So I actually did. I was like, what? What the? So I sent I took a screenshot of it because there's a picture of the guy. I sent it over to Frank because Frank, he loves all the ancestry stuff and he's very interested in our father's side. My father left when my mother was pregnant with me. I only met him once, and he's been dead since I was 10. Well, supposedly. I have 2 cousins here on the island. Well, one of them has since moved, but they're great and I love them and I enjoy them. But beyond that, I don't know his family, and I know there's other people out there. He had a brother that kept in touch for a short time. In fact, he heard through the grapevine when I had cancer, so we would call each other off and on a little bit. He's since passed, but I barely know anything about his family. I really don't have any interest. But my brother loves this stuff. He loves ancestry, So I sent him the screenshot of this guy. I go, "Is this a relative?" But I just thought it was interesting that his name was Thomas. And then it turns out like most of my father's family was named Thomas.
Yeah, that be their their primary name. That kind
like all Italians,
Charles is in my family.
Right, and all Italians, you're the Vinny or Joey. So yeah.
So
but I thought that was funny. So all right, we're out. All right, so maybe you'll see Andy next Friday. Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know. Contact me, all you people watching, if you would like me to.
That'd be
try
cool.
to pull off. Knockem Dead thing. I don't know. I didn't have a really good word. But it would be like an annex or something like that because it's not the actual.
Sure, it is.
But I guess I performed with you guys at one time.
Oh well. Plus, you've been doing this every Friday for 2 or 3 years now. So no, you're every bit a part of this. So yeah, maybe you see Andy on Friday. You'll probably see me Monday night with Steve Squared. Maybe Flip Tracks. And that, but Conversation. So a lot of the shows are not happening next week because I'm not going to be here. So no Hershey and the Keegs, no Circling the Drain, no Treading Water, no Primal Scream. And if I left anybody out, I apologize.
Do you want me to try to pull off being you the whole week? Maybe I could see
hilarious.
Taking off. I can't, but take off from work and just every day kind of limping. Hey Larry. Hey Larry.
Welcome to the show.
All right, Tuesday trivia. What we do? Yeah. Anyway,
and then me having to come in here the following week and try to fix everything.
Right. Oh God,
that would just be a mess.
How'd that get in there?
Exactly. So enjoy your week. Have a great time with whatever you got going on. Please don't forget us during the week. Come on back the following week because everything will be back. Enjoy your week. So this weekend, though, be sure to hit a Governor's Comedy Club where you could see Gaspar Randazzo tonight.
That's such a great name.
Safe travels, says John Rusiello. Thank you, John. And John, don't forget your buddy Mike. He's on Donversations tonight on our YouTube channel. That's at 8 o'clock tonight where he's talking to Don Sill. Gaspar Randazzo tonight. Vic DiBattista is playing the club this weekend. Eric Terrell, Joe Cravella, Brian Paul, Chris Monty, Rachel Feinstein. A lot of great names playing a Governor's Comedy Club this weekend. Don't forget
Govs.com.
Govs.com to get your tickets or to make your reservations, however you want to say it. And don't forget August 26th, Jeff Bosey and Mike Keegan, birthday boys. Bosey's birthday is the 26th. Keegan's birthday is the next day, so they're going to have a No Rhyme, No Reason comedy night. Headlined by Carrie Karavis, who is one of the funniest and as sexy as they come, man. Carla Okerson's also on that. Steve Rocco Perillo, Mandy Jones, Nikki Diaz, and Luke Piccioni. Oh, that was good to see Luke last night.
Yeah, Luke's
he was hanging around here. Yeah, I like Luke. And, of course, don't forget as well, we mentioned it before, Sunday, September 17th at the Brokerage, a fun audience interactive comedic murder mystery with Knockem Dead comedy. You can see Bosey in that show as well. and I'll be in that show. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's September 17th at the Brokerage, October 14th at McGuire's. Go to govs.com, make your reservations. And there you go. All right. We are out. Everybody enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you guys soon. See ya.
She had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties, corporate events, restaurants, and more. Contact Knockem Dead Comedy for your event today. What will you experience at a Knockem Dead Comedy murder mystery show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And, of course, some music. Knockem Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
You have a great night or what? Good.
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knockem Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. She had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties, corporate